What's the best way to get into real estate investing? Is it buying multifamily properties, going after large apartment complexes, taking your shot at mobile home parks, becoming an expert in the self-storage space, putting 20% down and leveraging the remainder from a bank, trying to do creative finance on every deal? I don't think it's any of those. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you why, and then show you the best way to get into real estate investing. So if you're normal and like the rest of us, you have probably gotten confused on which route you should take when it comes to real estate investing. There are a lot of voices out there telling you that this way is the best way, that way is the best way, and what happens is you reach this paralysis by analysis because you don't actually know where to jump in and take the plunge because you have so many ideas and voices in your head. That's one of the worst things that can happen to you as an inspiring investor or as somebody who may already have a few properties, but you're wanting to scale, but you're not sure where to do that at. I remember when I started investing back in 2018, I thought the same things. And to be honest, throughout my entire journey of investing, there have been times where I've had shiny object syndrome to where I wanted to get pulled in one direction because somebody marketed very well that this type of asset was the best way to go. And then I would see somebody else talk about something else. But what I've been able to do that I think has made me successful in real estate, and I think it is true for anybody and everybody who's been successful with real estate, is they choose what type of asset class within the real estate space they're gonna go after. They put the blinders on, they become experts at it, and they go attack it. Now, I would be a fool and a liar to sit here and tell you that only one type of real estate works, because there are a lot of different types of real estate that work. You can be successful using a plethora of different strategies. But this particular video is about telling you the best way to get started in real estate investing. So when I look and I say, okay, somebody hasn't started yet, they want to, what is the best route they should take? I don't think that it's large multifamily deals. I don't think it's the big commercial warehouses. I don't think that it is the storage units, the mobile home parks. Why? Because those are in a league of their own. When you look at real estate investing, you can look at these different tiers of difficulty. And when you get into these larger types of projects, it's not like it's not accessible and it's the hardest thing in the world, but the biggest difference is the amount of capital or cash that you have to get into these deals. When we're looking at a large apartment complex, we may be talking about $2, $3, $4, $10 million that it's gonna cost to buy this project. Well, if we're gonna be able to get to the closing table and pay 20, 30% down payment on a $5 million deal, that means we're gonna have to have $1 million or more just to be able to buy a property before we ever get into adding value to it through rehab. The average person does not have $1 million to $2 million to be able to buy these large properties and rehab them, make them more valuable, and then either sell them or refinance their money back out. So what you have to do when you play in that space is you have to go raise capital from other people. But if you've never done any real estate deals in the past, how do you expect to convince anybody to give you money to go acquire and manage these very large deals? They're not. So I want you to remove any of these options from your mind, okay? Any of these large scale options, if you're brand new to real estate, just put them to the side for now. Now we need to focus on, okay, if we can't acquire these large units because we can't raise the capital needed to get them done, where can we focus? I think the best place to focus if you are a new investor is residential real estate. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's the best place to focus. I know without a doubt that it's the best place to focus and it's where you should be focused. And I think more specifically than just residential real estate, because residential real estate is going to be single family homes up to a quadplex. Any of those are great, but I think we can narrow it down even more and go after single family homes. Check it out, I'm gonna show you why. Excuse the ugly handwriting, but what is the American dream? Think about it, when we pitch the American dream, there's a couple of things that go into that, right? You've got the family, you've got the cool cars, you've got a boat, and you've got a what? You've got a house. Society has done us a favor in marketing this asset known as the single family home, or SFH. homes, single-family homes, appeal to the masses because it's become the American dream that everybody should aspire to own their own home. So think about this from an investment standpoint. When you can put yourself into an asset class that appeals to the masses, do you think that this is good for you, or do you think that this is bad for you? I think it's absolutely good. Look at the guys who have some of the biggest businesses in the world. Microsoft, their computers appeal to the entire universe. Amazon, it appeals to everybody. Walmart, they have a local one in pretty much every town in America. Whenever you can get a hold of something that a lot of people want, you give yourself more security than putting yourself in a niche scenario. And so when we look at a single family home through the lens of the masses wanting it and what it can do for us as an investor, I think there's a couple things. Number one, loanability. It is very easy to get loans for single family homes. Why? Because banks loan to single family homes all the time. You go to a bank, tell them that you're wanting to buy this property as an investment property. They see that it's a 2-bed, 2-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath single family home. They're thinking, yeah, we loan to these all the time. Easy. Number two, analyze. It's very easy to analyze single family homes. Earlier when I was telling you about those big commercial properties, when you go to analyze commercial properties, it's based off of how they perform or the net operating income that they are bringing in. And so it's all a value game of how much can you buy it for, how much value can you add, how much can you increase the rents because of the value, and then now that's what the property's worth. If you don't do that for a living, it can be quite a tedious task to get it correct. And you're playing with big money, so we want to make sure we get it correct. When we are talking about single family homes, we don't find the value of them like we would do with those large multifamily or commercial projects. Instead, the value of single family homes are based on recently sold comparable homes. So, for example, if you're buying a 3-bed, 2-bath, right, in Anderson, South Carolina, where I live, and it's 1,500 square foot, to figure out what the value of homes in Anderson, South Carolina in that certain area that are 1,500 square foot and 3-bed, 2-baths are worth, all you have to do is go to an app like Zillow or PropStream and type in this data. So type in a 3-bed, 2-bath house in the location in Anderson that's 1,500 square foot that is recently sold. And it's gonna spit out and tell you what properties in that area are selling for at a price per square foot. You're gonna be able to look at the home you're interested in and know, okay, this home is worth this much now, and it's gonna be worth this much after I do work to it. The third benefit is tenants. I want you to think about the person who wants to live in an apartment complex compared to the person who wants to live in a home. Now, morally, I'm not saying the people who want to live in an apartment complex are any worse than the people who want to live in a home, but the people who want to live in a home usually want to plant their roots, right? Even though it's our house, they want to be able to move in and make it their home. They usually want to stay a little bit longer, take care of the place, and give you some stability as a landlord. And then we look at the fourth point, exit strategies. Okay, exit strategy. When you want to offload that single family home that you brought into your portfolio as a rental, it's very easy to do because not only can we sell it to another investor who's looking to add a rental or flip to their portfolio, we could also fix this property up and list it for sale to the general public. Because if you go back to what we were talking about earlier, everybody's American dream is to own a home. And so if we are buying good properties in B2C class locations that are distressed and undervalued, making them pretty and then put them for sale, that means we just took a product on the front end that the general population didn't want because they're scared of it, but we as an investor took it on and then make it a product that the general population desires and you can get top dollar for it. Whereas if you bought commercial property, which there's nothing wrong with that, or big multifamily or storage unit, when you go to sell that, you have a limited buyer pool. Now you can still get them sold, but oftentimes not as quick as turning around and selling a house. And so when we look at these 4 metrics, okay, which is loanability, ease of analyzation, the types of tenants we're gonna manage, and the exit strategies that we have with single family homes, there's really no other asset class that you should be looking at to start with in real estate. And if you will get focused on this and just commit and say, I'm gonna listen to this redneck from South Carolina who said I need to focus on single family homes to get started in real estate as an investor, and go after it and learn everything you can about it, and then start putting properties into your portfolio and let compound interest do its thing over time, you're gonna look back in a few years and your financial position is going to be totally different than it was when you started, in the best way possible. And the cool thing is, guys, you can do this. This is accessible to everyone. This isn't rocket science. You just have to understand the asset class that you want to buy, learn how to find distressed, undervalued properties, analyze them correctly, fund them, and then manage them on the back end, and you'll set yourself up for success for the long run. Now, I will say it's not the easiest thing in the world to do by yourself. Like anything in life, you're gonna be stronger if you have a team compared to if you're going out and trying to do it as a lone warrior. There's days where you're gonna get frustrated. There's gonna be days where deals aren't working. You're wanting to quit, you're wanting to give up, and you can't let that happen. Because we know that if we will go in, buy this asset, do it the right way, and hold on to it, it's gonna give us our ultimate outcome, which is freedom, which means we don't need to let it slip through our fingertips. And so if you're saying, hey man, I don't have that community around me, where can I find it? We'd love to help you. If you scroll down in the show notes of this episode, you'll see a link to the Rental Academy, which is the community that I've built with hundreds of investors, where we teach them how to do everything they need to do to buy residential real estate, and then we go and we help them do it. We've got networks of agents, lenders, contractors, property managers, you name it, all across the country. We teach you what you need to look for, how to generate leads, fund your deals, and all of it. We got you covered so that you can jump into this great asset of real estate. We be your life raft while you're learning, and get you to where you want to go. If you found this video helpful, go down and subscribe to our channel below. We're putting out content like this all the time. It'll notify you when the next video is released. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.